Hey, lady, we are live. How are you?
I am wonderful.
I'm doing good too. How's your week been?
Um, it's been okay. I'm in good spirits because it's the holiday, but I need a vacation.
Tell me about it, child. Tell me about it. It's like I got back from Atlanta
Hmm.
and I kind of feel the same way. When I say I am exhausted, we got all kinds of work to do at work, different
Hmm.
projects and stuff coming out and coming up, site visits and all this BS. So they've been kind of running me a little bit.
Child, I feel your pain. It's kind of sad because I work 7 days a week, um, and then 1 to 2 days a week. I usually will work on 1 to 2 days a week. I work like two jobs, so like I literally never have a day off, so I just feel like I'm always running nonstop, and I'm just tired.
Child,
So
trust me when I say I understand, honey. I understand. So, what did you think about today's topic?
okay, what is the title of the stream? I'm sorry because I don't have my iPad out.
Okay. The title of the stream is it Should Men Lie to Women or a response to why men shouldn't lie to women? Let me pull it up real quick because
Okay, sorry.
we'll discuss and we
Yeah,
run
because
it.
I could hit it from two different angles depending upon the title.
Okay, hold up just a second. Hey, Topaz, how are you?
Hi, Topaz.
Okay, let me get my life together, child.
That's okay. Let me plug this thing in too because then I can see the chat. I know people be talking and chiming in, but I'm usually
Child,
doing.
giving you all kinds of shout outs and
Do they? Oh my gosh. I am so sorry, y'all. Y'all really like charge it to my head, not my heart, because I'm usually moving around, cooking and doing my hair and doing like a multitude of things. I am not like intentionally ignoring anybody.
okay. Hold up, child. Let me get my life together real quick. Okay, the topic is do men have to sell dreams to women to get what they want from women?
Okay. Well, and as you stated, this derived from something that I think it was a little brief interview type thing that Ramil did on O'Shea's channel. Um, I listened to it after you told me about it. I did go and listen to it, and it was interesting to say the least. But do you want to lead us into it? Because I don't know. I don't want. I took notes because it was so
Oh, honey,
interesting. I had to
hold
take
on just
notes.
a second because I have to get my notes out too because I took them off too. Hold on, hold on, hold on.
Okay. I
Hold
mean,
on,
literally,
hold
the
on.
guy was saying so much. I was like, I don't want to miss anything. I want to make sure to address all this foolishness. So we gonna get into these notes and break it down like we do as soon as Danny comes back. Let me pull my notes up too. Oh, here it is.
Girl, I took 3 pages of notes and left all
Girl,
those notes at work.
oh my gosh,
Oh, I'm so mad.
I'm sure some of what I say will probably trigger some of the things that you wrote down on your notes, and it'll probably, it'll you'll be able to recollect some of it. But I couldn't
Hey,
get through
Bang Bang. Oh, let me speak to Kenny Conjo. What's up, Kenny Conjo? Hey, Janelle Santos. Topaz, I don't know if yeah, we spoke to Topaz.
yeah.
Hey, Bang Bang. And what's up, Q?
Who is that? General Q?
Yeah, child.
Oh Lord. But okay, so it was very, and I'm trying not to talk so loud. My fiance told me you be in there yelling. So let me turn
Child, they
my
make you
volume.
yell, child.
I know I do. Like in my house, we have high ceilings, so it echoes and it just annoys him. So I'm gonna try not to get too excited. But that was a very interesting stream. Um, it was full of fuckery, to say the
Oh,
least.
a fuckery.
um,
So
just
let's just
starting out. Go ahead. I'm
okay.
sorry.
So I'll just get into the premise.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, there's this guy named Ramil Amir, and his
Mm-hmm.
name is spelled with a Y and not an I. So I'll correct the title later on today. But he actually created a stream himself that said why men should lie to women. And basically, the stream was basically saying that men should sell women dreams to get what they want from women
Mm-hmm.
at a faster pace. And the more savage a man is, the faster he can have sex with women.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, when I listened to the stream, I think I got depressed. I
Oh
got
wow.
so depressed because I was like, damn, is he really messing with the lowest levels of females?
Mm.
Or did he make some good points in that stream? Because if we're being honest, we know women who've cheated on their men. We know men who we've been very sexually attracted to from right off. Um, we know women do come with a set of fuckery.
Yeah, but I'm not not at all. Danielle, what that fool was saying. Like he wasn't singling out a specific segment of the population.
Oh, damn, concrete. She sounded like what she was getting ready to say was some good shit too, right? So, but what he was talking about was some crazy, crazy stuff. I cannot believe I took all these notes and I don't have them, and I'm hoping that they're in the car because I want to go and check my car and see if I left them in the car. But I'm gonna stay on until she comes back. But some of the things that they were telling men to do: go through the phones, go through her medicine cabinet, go under her kitchen sink. They were talking all kinds of shit. Um, basically, lie to women to fuck them. And if you lie to them, you're much quicker. It's much easier to get what you want versus if you're honest with them. And if you're honest with them, like, why should men be honest with women when women are these dirty creatures? We're bad people. We have no integrity. And I just thought it was crazy. Hey, honey, how you doing? But yeah, he said a lot of crazy things about women and why men should lie. And so, you do want to keep it real and you do want to be honest. And so I kind of looked at some of the things that he said about women as far as like how women cheat, how women have all these issues, how they'll lie about the amount of kids that they have, how they'll lie about their financial status. Um, hold up, there she is. There you
Sorry.
go, honey.
I don't know what happened. I was going off too.
Wait. Let me check my car real quick because girl, I wrote 3 pages of notes. Hold on. Let me
Okay.
let me just go check the
Well,
car.
I'm gonna
Hold on.
start talking while you do that.
Okay.
Um, well, what I was saying was that it was very interesting to hear that being promoted in a space where Black men consider themselves to be thinking men, and Black men actually deny the existence of these type of games being played by thinking men. I mean, I kind of was like, wait, what's going on? Because in a space, the space being the Black manosphere, where women are, constantly told that, um, the mistakes that constantly show, like mirrors are constantly being held up for women to see the mistakes that they made, but then in the same respects for it to be promoted that men go out and do these type of things, which to me equated to taking advantage of women, especially because I did hear him indicate that basically he targets like single women, or single mothers, not single women, but single mothers. So like you're wanting women who you believe to be in a vulnerable state so that you could, take advantage of them. And I listened to most of the stream, but I didn't hear where he was pinpointing, women being ain't ish. And I'm not denying that that's the case, but to me, that's a different topic. What he was doing, and he wasn't singling out, like, he wasn't saying only go after the women that ain't nothing. He was promoting, um, taking advantage of women. Like he was promoting it. And he didn't say just take advantage of the women who ain't nothing. He wasn't specifying, from what I heard.
No, he was not. It just kind of seemed like he was talking about all women.
Yeah,
Like
black women in general.
if you wanna fuck them, do whatever you got to do to get to them.
Yes.
And
Like,
so
oh,
it seems to be a culture. But guess who found their notes?
you
Me.
found them? Good.
Yay!
Good, good, good. But you know what? When you say, you did mention something about the type of women, or something about the type of women. Like, now I can't lie. When I was listening to the stuff that he was saying, I found myself, I was um disgusted, but at the same time, I was thinking like he must be going after young kids, because who's gonna fall for the foolishness that he's talking about? I mean, he's talking about hitting women up after 9, not taking them out. Like a grown woman gonna see through that and be like, "Boy, I know what you want," and keep it moving.
Well, okay. I don't know if you went to his page and you
No, I didn't.
watched. Okay. I went to his page, and the video that he did on his page was actually much worse than the video he did on O'Shea's channel.
Oh gosh.
Much worse.
Oh
And
gosh.
so it was very shocking. It
Mm-hmm.
was very, very shocking. It was very, very disappointing. And he's 34 years old
Mm-hmm.
with this mentality. But what scares me, and why I got so depressed after listening to his stream, was that he said, because of course I went and listened to the replay, but he said he had 400 people listening to that live stream.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say at the time that there had been 7.2 thousand people that listened to that stream.
Mm.
7.2 thousand people.
Well, and that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like he's promoting this idea that you should be taking advantage of women, and he's doing it in a space where men consider themselves to be thinking men. Like, I was all for, and I've heard different men in this space say, keeping it real with women and letting them know what it is through the gate. And I think even, maybe the Roger Report or Donnie once said on a few shows back, they were mentioning some of the same talking points as it relates to keeping it real with women. And I appreciate that. But like to take advantage, to lie, to manipulate in order to get sex from women, like that's going to continue to create a culture where the women detest the men, they despise them, they feel like the men ain't nothing, that they are just out to take advantage, they have a lack of trust in the black man, and eventually they'll probably seek relationships outside of our community. So I just think that type of mindset is detrimental. Like I couldn't get with anything that he was saying. I'm sorry, I really couldn't.
Okay. So, okay. One of the things that he said that kind of struck a chord with me
Mm-hmm.
was saying that thinking black men have to start a new community because they're saying that we're not submissive.
Mm-hmm.
We lie about everything. We're single mothers. We're not responsible. We don't
Mm-hmm.
care about money. Like, and when he says we don't care about money, we don't really care like how the money is spent. We don't really care what it takes to make the money, just as long as the money is there. he was saying that kind of stuff. And that was one of the things that was kind of triggering to me because I'm like, well, God damn. Um, if you're going to start a new community, my question to black men is where are y'all gonna go? How would y'all not be considered black without black women? Like we're a race of people, we're a culture of people. So how
Well,
can people consider you not being black?
I've heard Ramil's foolishness before, so like nothing he says affects me because it like when a clown is clowning, you know what I mean, but you recognize them as a clown, you're unaffected by it. But I have heard him say that black men should refrain from having children with black women for 10 years till we, till they get to where they need to be as a gender and race of men. Um, I've heard him talk about that type of stuff. Like, I don't put a lot of stock into what he says. I think, he may really mean the things that he says, but it's kind of like entertainment to me. Like if I were to just, watch his streams, it would be strictly for entertainment. I mean, some of the things he said, Danielle, this fool said that there's women that he don't even like hearing women talk. He said that if a woman is not on her knees, she don't have nothing to offer. She can't give wisdom to him, that women aren't intelligent and their voices are annoying. If a man detests women to that level and you can't detect that within the first few conversations that you're having with him, I feel sorry for you. But in addition, commenting on
But
what you just said, he's creating a culture of women who are going to be irresponsible, who do hate the men, who don't respect the men because of his actions.
that's true. Now when he said that he didn't like the women talking and there wasn't anything that a woman could teach him, um,
Mm-hmm.
our conversations are we don't have anything to talk about other than love and hip hop and
Mm-hmm.
our problems and the shit that we go through in life, and that he'd rather talk to a man, and
Mm-hmm.
that
He don't
he
allow women on his panel and all that type of foolishness.
right. So I was so appalled by all of it because I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, well, if you're talking to women who don't have anything to talk about, and there was a lady up there that went on O'Shea's panel. Shout out to
Mm-hmm.
Jessica X. Jessica X, she was basically like, well, maybe the type of women that you're dealing with. And so he says, no, I deal with all kinds of women. I deal
Mm-mm.
with professional women. I deal with lawyers. I deal with
Please.
chicks that have their shit together. Well, initially, initially, I said, I called bullshit on it too. Initially,
Mm.
I called bullshit on it.
I still call it, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
But then I really started to take an inventory of the type of people or the type of men that some of us have chosen to deal with at some point. We've all dealt with liars. We've all
No,
dealt with cheaters. We've
yeah,
dealt
but
with,
not when you level up. Once you realize who you are as a woman and you gain confidence in yourself and you know you got your stuff together and you know what you bring to the table, most women aren't going to, fish through the trash for a mate. In addition, Danielle, like this guy, he used to pimp. So I have a lack of respect for you if
he
you were
used to
into,
pimp.
trafficking. Yes, and he talks about it. Like I just I don't put a lot of stock into what he says. And to me, it's like a special type of man to be able to do that. You can't, like, you hate women, like to me. So I don't expect anything good to come out of your mouth as it pertains to black women. You know what I mean? So I know that, yes, there are some, high caliber women who date trash, but I don't think that it's a regular thing. In addition, this fool talking about going on Tagged and Tinder and
Okay,
POF.
let me ask you a question. And this is not a slight at anybody who uses these sites,
Mhm.
but isn't the tag one like where the homosexuals hang out?
Well, see, I thought Tagged was for kids, but I don't really know about it. Like literally, I've never been on Tagged. I was thinking Kick. That's
Okay.
that's the one I think is for kids, but I don't know about Tagged.
Okay. Okay. I was kind of curious about that because I think I had heard that before, but I don't know.
Anybody in this day and time that's still using like going to use POF for but saying that you date high caliber women, I don't know. I ain't really buying it.
So, would you say that high caliber women don't look lower to seek out men?
Yes, I think that it happens. Um, but I think that like when you say like mostly everybody who has dated someone that they're not proud of for whatever reason and stuff like that, generally women make those mistakes when they're younger. Generally. Now, of course, there's still, and I'm just saying, you could still say, well, 30% of the women are still making those mistakes, but generally people learn from their mistakes and they try to do things differently. Even if you look at examples like a Sierra or whatever, like people generally make those mistakes when they're younger. Like you don't continue to do that into your 50s.
Okay. Okay. And you know what kind of backlash Sierra got because she leveled up.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that was
This fool
art.
was saying too, he was saying that what else did he say? Oh my gosh, like I can't remember. Because he did say that he's here in Atlanta, and he said he plays a numbers game. So his goal is to get 10 numbers a week, and he may get five from. He said that he goes on dating sites and copies and pastes the same message and sends it to like 100 women, and then he'll log off, and then he'll go back on the next day to see his responses, and then he responds, and then he logs off. So I mean, like, who gonna fall for? I don't know too many
Well, if
women who gonna fall for the stuff he was saying.
well, if they're young and dumb,
Yeah, that's what I thought. I said he must be targeting very young girls, and I didn't even know he was 34. But I thought to myself that he must be targeting very young girls. But I think that that's still unfortunate because you're ruining them for a good man. You're gonna create these scorned women. Like I still think it's foul.
and that's what I was kind of looking at the outcome of all of it. And
Mm-hmm.
so if you have a culture of scorned women, what do you think the women become? The women become just like the men. And
Mm-hmm.
so the women become extra hoes. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And so
Yeah.
I thought about that and I was like, wow.
And think about how you're affecting the next generation because the women are raising the children. So if you have a race of women who hate the men in the race, they're going to be, pushing that message to the children that they're raising, whether it be boys or girls. Like it's cyclical, and people don't think about that when they're promoting this foolishness.
So let's get into some of the other talking points that he
Hmm.
had. So he basically say that he'll have sex with these women. They'll be his girlfriend for about a week. If they're not on there, and he doesn't take them out to eat initially.
Hmm.
He doesn't take them out to eat. He waits until they're on their best behavior, meaning that they don't talk and they suck his penis
Oh,
for whenever they suck his penis on demand, I guess.
oh my gosh.
And then he'll let them pick a restaurant of their choice. They go back into rotation for about another 2 weeks, and they have to hit him up. And I'm like, then he said he dealt with a woman for about 2 years,
Mm,
and he led this woman on for about 2 years. And
wow.
the excuse is, okay, so while they're doing all the work and they're taking, okay, so let's talk about men who do the work. So men will court us and take us
Hmm.
out. They'll buy us nice things, but in turn, they probably get affection, attention, loyalty, cooked meals, back rubs, massages,
Hmm.
your femininity, and basically whatever you can offer to a man. And so
Hmm.
when you have women doing that, and then he's saying that, well, yeah, they'll do that, but then they'll do that for a guy who's not doing anything for them.
Mm.
And it was hella disturbing. It's hella disturbing.
And true. What do you think?
In a
I've
certain
seen.
sense,
seen it. Yeah, I've seen it
If
happen.
now I
I
want to
won't lie.
concrete. I want to sit on. I want to get on here and I want to lie. I want to lie so bad. Oh my gosh, I've never seen. I don't know. You know, I want to get on here and lie so bad, but I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. I'm not gonna diminish what we're about for the sake of trying to make myself seem like I was a good girl all the time because I've played
Yeah.
guys. You know what I'm saying? And I've had guys take me out. Hey, I've had guys take me out, and it wasn't anything, you know.
And then you were feeling
Um,
somebody
but
else up.
yeah, but don't get me wrong. You grow up.
Mhm.
You grow up. You know what I'm saying? So I just thought it was an interesting thing because there are a lot of women who do some of the things that he talked about. And I
Yeah.
don't want to diminish what he's saying about some of the women that he's talked about. But my problem is you're trying to make this into where this is what our women are all
The
about.
norm,
And like you
yeah,
don't have,
amongst black women.
yeah. And so then he talked about, okay, so if you have these women will be texting 4 and 5 men at a time. If you go through their phones, and they had men talking about getting private investigators, going
Oh
through your
wow.
phones, going through your medicine cabinets,
If
going
they're
under your
not and
sinks.
now I've seen women do that, but that's not a typical thing for someone who's in a relationship because you're having to do too much juggling. Yes, it happens, and I'm not saying that women don't cheat. I'm saying a typical thing for someone who's in a relationship to be texting 4 and 5, keeping up relationships if they're in a relationship. Like that's not. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen because I know that it does. But why not warn, bro, identify when they're getting played or when a woman is trying to play games, as opposed to just saying, throw all women in the same all get what you want. That's what I don't get.
Yeah, but the problem is that they don't know how to discern, and they've treated a lot of
Mm,
fucked up women really well. When if
mm.
they had known how to discern the women, that probably wouldn't have happened. But being that they don't know how to
Facts.
discern who's who, everybody has to get a piece of their bullshit, and it's the same with
Yeah.
women because we do the same
But,
thing. You
but
know,
that's why if he considers himself such a, he considers himself to be such a specialist, why not teach men how to discern? If we know that a lot of the issue is that they can't discern, generally it's they can't discern because they're blinded by how fine a woman is or whatever. Why not show them how to discern instead of what we're talking about, lumping all women together?
so another thing that was kind of interesting to me, and it was definitely interesting to me, was the leading women on and offering women hope in order to have sex with them.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said as soon as he gets them in the bed after he fucks them a few times, he uses women like food. He eats it. When he's tired of it, he throws it away, and it's literally on to the
Wow.
next. And so it was like,
That's
are you
just
fucking
that's
kidding?
it is disgusting. Like seriously, I don't see how people aren't appalled by hearing that, because I'm not even gonna lie. As a woman, a black woman sitting up talking about that's what she do to black men, I would call her out. Like I would be like, that's fine. Like I would at least tell her behavior is, and how disgusting it is, how it's a part of the problem. I would call it out. There weren't brothers in the
So
comment. I wasn't looking at the chat, but I'm sure there weren't brothers in the comments calling them out.
no, not like that. And when I went to O'Shea's, there was one guy who called him out, but
Mm-hmm.
the guy kind of the guy kind of disqualified himself, so to speak, because he wasn't able to really have like a debate. Of
Mm.
course, the debate turned into "motherfucker, I'm gonna kill you" and all that kind of
Mm.
shit. So,
Okay,
you know,
okay, okay.
it wasn't a person
He couldn't
disagreeing with talking
intellectually
points.
with him without taking
Right,
it there. Okay, I
right.
got
So, um, let me see what else, honey, because there are notes, child.
you. Hmm.
So, hmm, we talked about that. Okay, so then he says something about enslaving yourself to, like, if you get married, you're enslaving yourself to a female. And so I get scared because my thing is now we already have a very declining marriage rate, especially with black women, and we're not getting married
Hmm.
like we used to. Being that we're not getting married like we're used to, um, we don't have the same protection that we used to, and being married is definitely being protected or
Hmm.
having a source of protection. And when they discourage those types of things, I always kind of wonder, like, where are black men gonna go and say that they're not part of the black community? Like, how does that work?
They gonna go to somebody else community and beg for a seat at the table,
Oh, you think they're
or
gonna get
go to
it?
somebody else community and be subjugated um, by the men in that community, like they have. I mean, I don't see them. I don't see another option.
I've never really heard the solutions to it, but most of them are trying to divest, and a lot of them are trying to leave the country, I guess. And so,
I've heard
it
that.
kind of makes, yeah, it kind of makes me wonder, you know, another thing that they have brought up, like pretty women, the prettier she
Hmm.
is, the more you should dog her out. And I'm
Wow.
damn, you dogging
To
her out
humble
because
her.
she's pretty.
Why is that?
Yeah, yes, I guess. I, you know what? Nobody really gave. They say that women take their kindness for a weakness, and they should lie to women, but be honest with each other. They should lie to women, but be honest with each other because they have more to offer each other than the women do. And I was just,
How much sense does that make? How much sense does that make? Like, seriously. I mean, I really don't. I think that that's creating a problem for our people. You know what I mean? Like, promoting that type of nonsense is creating a problem. You're, encouraging. I, I mean, the premise that, because he was saying, well, women out here lying, and you know what I mean, they gonna lie to you and this, that, and the other. If that is what you believe, so okay, it's supposed to be out here playing games. That's foolery to me. And y'all are the women are lying. Stop fooling with them. Find out how to detect their lies and see through. Move on. Like, don't sit here and play this tit for tat game to me. So I'm gonna dog you out and use you first. That's just it's silly.
asinine and ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But being that he's 34 and he still has this mindset, and like I said, 7,000.2 people viewed that video. Um, it was amazing to me. It was amazing. And you don't ever want to get on here and say that women aren't doing any of the things that he's talked about. And
Mm-hmm.
if he was ever a pimp, um, if he's been a pimp before, then he's actually seen the worst side of women. But
True.
how do you tell a person that's seen the worst side of women to trust us if he's seen the worst sides of us?
You know, I don't know if that's where his disdain for women started, or if it was, because to me, you got to have a special kind of get into the game. Um, if you like, from what he was saying and his talking points and the crazy stuff that he was saying, I was thinking, why don't just get a sex dollar? That's all you want them for. Like, why not pay for it? Because you are not going to have to be concerned about heartache, somebody coming and trying to bust your windows out. You know, you're not going to be concerned about, you
Honey,
know.
honey, I hate to bust your bubble, but they did
Mm-hmm.
bring up that they pay women for sex and that some women won't even charge them full price because they like them. And so it was one guy saying that there was a woman who charged him $25.
Oh my
But
God.
what even fucked me up even
Crack
more was
it.
that, well, child, you never know. What fucked me up even more was that the man says he kisses women in the mouth. He can be a little nasty with them. But I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
like, so you don't know about herpes and
But that's the
and so if
thing, Danielle.
you
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, because
What were
when
you
he
saying?
said he kisses women, if he says he kisses women in the mouth, then that tells me something that he does, another thing that he does.
Of
And so
course. I was thinking
yeah,
about that
because
jump.
yeah. And so I'm
All
like,
out
you don't
quick
know
with
you
them.
yeah. Yeah.
But you know what? Let me just
How
say
can you deny it?
this. Let me say this. Like, you are experiencing some, like, that's the deepest level of intimacy, you know, being intimate with somebody in that way. Now, you giving them your fake name, you manipulating them and lying to them about everything about you. You no telling how much you know about them, but you're willing to share the most intimate experience with somebody. Like, I mean, that shows me that you don't value yourself. You know what I mean? It's I don't know. It's sickening, but I don't know. I digress.
Obsidian, we weren't referring to sex workers. He was saying that sometimes he'll break down and kiss women in the mouth, but he really doesn't look at women as people. He looks at them as animals and he discards them like
Mm-hmm.
tissues. But sometimes he'll develop I guess, a little something that will make him want to, after they smoke a couple of blunts, he'll kiss them in the mouth and they do their thing. So yeah, we weren't just
Wow.
referring to sex workers that's happening with. And he wasn't the one who mentioned that he pays for a vagina. It was actually someone else that was mentioning that they pay for
Somebody in the mouth that you don't trust. If you think this race, you know, is untrustworthy, why would you put your lips on there?
girl.
I mean, I don't get it. Let alone, you know, enter inside of somebody, but I don't.
Girl. So we're gonna open up the panel and see what you guys have to say about this because I thought this was nuts.
Mm, mm, mm.
There we go. Okay. Um, so he had mentioned something about women letting men come in them 3 times a day. And so he talked about how women can be
Men,
very nutty, come in them.
wow. Put your mouth on
So
somebody like that? Mm.
child, we don't know what the brother. I was so appalled by so much of the conversation because it's like, well, if you really feel like the women are that bad and that disgusting, you don't deal with them. Why
Because
deal
what
with
does
them?
that
Why
make
give your energy?
you? What does that make you? Somebody
But
is a gutter snipe, but you sharing your body with them. You know what I mean? Like, what does that make you?
maybe he
Because I can
doesn't
tell you
care.
something. People that I find disgusting and repulsive, and I would never, like, you can't touch. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, let's welcome Mr. Obsidian to the panel. Hey,
Oh
Obsidian.
Lord.